Now we head to the subject of sports as it continued to elevate the BVI on the regional and international stage in 2023, sustaining the momentum from 2022, which saw several historic achievements being accomplished. Jack and Ron, we do know, in terms of, despite the adversity the territory would have had overall, we do know the push that sports tend to give.
I agree.
It tends to erase a lot of the negatives, and it can't pay for the marketing that you can have from the sports in terms of the number of athletes that we have that would have excelled in 2023.
Absolutely, and it's something that really brings the Virgin Islands community together. You have all generations coming together, to back the likes of Adeja Hodge and Demoy Hodge, Kyron McMaster. It's names that stick with you because they're echoed throughout the community.
You talked about erasing the negative, but it also solidifies national pride. There is nothing like bringing a country together than seeing an athlete and seeing the BVI flag on the screen. So, yeah.
Indeed. Well, viewers, with that in mind, let's take a look at some of those achievements for the year 2023. Starting with the sport of football. In January, the BVI saw a return of the BDO Limited Primary and Secondary Schools Football League after a 5-year absence, and it did not disappoint, as approximately 150 students from 13 schools across the territory registered for the tournament and participated in the traditional march across Rotong. Cassandra Coach Cass Craig of the BVI Football Association was key in the return of the league, as she was credited with being the organizer of the tournament. Her contributions to football in the territory did not go unnoticed, as the BVI Football Association Women's Committee honored Coach Cass in February for her 30 years of unwavering commitment and dedication to the empowering and development of football in the British Virgin Islands. A billboard was also erected in her honor outside of the multipurpose sports complex in Rotong along the James Walter Francis Highway. In more football highlights this year, in April, One Love FC were crowned the 2023 BVI Football Association's National League champions after defeating Rebels FC to dethrone the then defending champions Sugar Boys FC. One Love ended their season at the top of the standings with 49 points. In the Women's League, Avengers FC stunned the experienced Rebels FC 3-1 to become the BVI Football Association's Women's 7-a-side champions at the Greenland Football Field in December. But also back to April, at the junior level, the British Virgin Islands under-15 boys team finished second in the BVI Football Association's Triangular Tournament, which was won by an unbeaten Anguilla team. The BVI's Othniel Gillings was awarded the most valuable player of the tournament. A fast track to June, which was the month that saw Luca Chilwell creating history after he became the first BVI born to play professional football, signing a 2-year contract with the English National League club Eastleigh FC. But Luca also became the second VI ambassador for his multiple achievements in football. Luca's good form played a key role in the BVI men's senior team first ever CONCACAF Nations League win, as he converted 2 goals to win the BVI a 3-1 victory over the Turks and Caicos Islands in September. The men's national team ended the Nations League second in Group C as they went undefeated until their final game against Dominica in November. The performance of the team this year was described by many as exceptional and the best recorded to date. Making a final highlight in football this year is the early retirement of Andrew Andy Bickerton as the president of the BVI Football Association in November, after collectively serving approximately 16 years at the helm of the association. He explained that he decided to resign ahead of his June 2024 mandatory retirement date to focus on pressing issues relating to his family in the United Kingdom. Now let's rewind the clock to March this year in the sport of bodybuilding. Resident Jermaine Henry created history for the territory and his homeland Jamaica after placing third at the Arnold Classics in Columbus, Ohio. Competing in the super heavyweight category in his second international competition at the time since debuting in December 2022, Henry was impressive enough to finish in the top 3, receiving a bronze medal for his performance. 2023 also saw some highlights in swimming. 12 junior British Virgin Islands swimmers recorded a total of 38 top 3 finishes in 2 swim meets in St. Thomas, USVI in February and March. But then in November, the BVI's Barracuda swim team made a splash at the Virgin Islands Swimming Federation's 2023 Short Course Championships, bringing home an impressive haul of 20 medals. The team comprised of 16 swimmers between the ages of 7 and 16 who competed against the St. Thomas Swimming Association Inc. Stingrays and the St. Croix Dolphins. In cycling, BVI lander Olympia Maduro Foy and Daryl Christopher Jr. represented the territory in the 2023 UCI Cycling World Championships in Glasgow, Scotland. Maduro Foy competed in the Women Elite Individual Time Trial and placed 85th, and the Women Elite Road Race, which she did not complete. Christopher competed in the Men Elite Individual Time Trial, finishing 65th out of 78 riders. In softball, the British Virgin Islands women's softball team finished 4th in the Eastern Caribbean Amateur Softball Championship in March at the Virgin Islands National Park in St. John, United States, Virgin Islands. The BVI team fell short to Aruba, losing 9-8 in the 3rd place game in a tournament that was won by an unbeaten Curacao team. A total of 6 teams competed in the tournament, including Jamaica, US Virgin Islands, Aruba, Curacao, St. Martin, and the British Virgin Islands. But then in July, the Kings and Queens of the Virgin Islands softball tournament returned to the territory for the first time in 6 years. And after a good start to the tournament, controversy plagued the final day, and the BVI All-Stars men's and women's teams both retained a championship in their respective divisions due to forfeitures. July was also a good month for the national softball player Javelin Frett, as she was awarded the most valuable pitcher for her exceptional performance at the 2023 Kings and Queen of the Diamond Softball Tournament in Phillipsburg, St. Martin. On the local softball scene, Pirates and Synergy completed clean sweeps in the 2023 Virgin Islands Softball Baseball Association's National Fast Pitch League in their respective divisions. The unbeaten Synergy swept Sparks to complete a successful three-peat, while the Pirates delivered on their promise to sweep Power Outage to complete a double. 2023 was also a big year for the sport of baseball from a BVI perspective. In August, the trio of Kennard Dawson, Demoy Hodge, and Riandre Mercer created history for the Great Britain baseball team, helping them to a silver medal in the 2023 Under-23 Baseball European Championship in Austria. The placement secured a spot for Great Britain in the 2024 World Baseball Softball Confederation Under-23 Baseball World Cup in China. Well, just 1 month later, Dawson, Hodge, and Mercer suited up for Great Britain once again, this time accompanied by the BVI reinforcement of Nate Sean Thomas and Chamoy Christopher, who all assisted Great Britain in claiming yet another silver medal, this time at the 2023 Baseball European Championship in the Czech Republic. The silver medal is the third for Great Britain in the history of the championship, with the most recent occurring in 2007 and the first way back in 1967. In volleyball, the British Virgin Islands secured a bronze medal at the Eastern Caribbean Volleyball Under-23 Women's Championships in September after sweeping host Dominica in 3 straight sets. But the ECVA top awardees were Kristen Abram and Anna Gordon for Best Blocker, Kayla Jacinto, Best Setter, Eamon Bijam, Best Digger, and Best Libero. For the first time in the British Virgin Islands history, a team consisting of Jadon George and Jeroy Daly represented the territory in an Under-23 Junior Pan Am Games qualifier in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. But also excelling in volleyball this year was BVI lander Sharonda Pickering, who took her skills to Slovenia after signing to Team OK Ankaran to mark her second professional volleyball contract of her career. Her team bowed out in the quarterfinals of the Slovenia Cup after suffering a 4-1 loss. On the local scene, Game On and Suzuki Marines were crowned the champions of the 2023 Industrial Volleyball League. But Game On defeated One Mark Yachting and Provisioning in their final to win Zone A, while Suzuki Marines beat SDA Family Matters to win Zone B. Returning to squash, 8-year-old Delilah Pease and Ethan Mohammed both collected silver medals at the Junior Caribbean Squash Championships in St. Vincent in July. It was the first silver medals for the BVI from the competition in approximately 14 years. Pease's silver came in the girls under 11 category, while Mohammed's silver came in the boys under 13. Meanwhile, on the local level, Spencer Lovejoy of the USA won the 2023 Carrie Olson Tortola Classic after defeating Pakistan's Mohammad Azim Khan 3-2 in the final at the Tortola Sports Club in June. Well, in sailing, laser sailor Thad Letsom created history for the territory, becoming the first sailor from the BVI in 30 years to officially qualify for a Pan American Games. He managed to clinch the only qualifying spot for the Games while competing in the ILCA 7-men single-handed event on the final day of races at the CSC Games in San Salvador in July. At the 2023 Pan American Games in Chile, Letsom ended his campaign in 14th position, managing a total of 134 points with the best race placement of 10th out of 10 races. He then followed with a bronze medal at the 2023 Intercollegiate Sailing Association Single-Handed National Championships in New Orleans, Louisiana. Switching to martial arts, 15 students of the Purple Dragon Dojos in the British Virgin Islands received new belts following grading in Trinidad and Tobago in late November. It was the Purple Dragon International Black Belt grading number 149. In cricket, Guyana completed a double in the Peter Haycraft T20 cricket competition to be crowned back-to-back champions in the 2023 edition after defeating St. Vincent and the Grenadines at the Greenland Cricket Ground in the finals in December. In the third place match between BVI and Jamaica, after ending last season winless, delivered when it mattered most to take the third spot. The track and field, the penultimate sporting discipline which made major waves for the territory in 2023, and as early as March, star junior athlete Adeja Hodge impressed while competing for her Montverde Academy, breaking several records both at the national and high school levels. Competing at the New Balance Nationals indoor event, Adeja set a national high school record and the world under 20 indoor record in the 200 meters with a mind-blowing time of 22.33 seconds, and returned at the New Balance Nationals outdoor event to win the national championship in 22.64 seconds. Adeja also impressed in the 100 meter event this year as she claimed the third position in the national ranking after clocking a remarkable 11.11 seconds. Both her 100 and 200 meter times secured places among the top 10 times recorded in girls prep history. But Hodge further captivated the world at the World Athletics Championships in Budapest, Hungary, making it all the way to the semifinals. She was also named the 2022-2023 Gatorade Florida Girls Track and Field Player of the Year, making her the first from her school and from the territory to be selected for the prestigious award. For also enjoying a successful 2023 track season filled with solid performances all year round was the BVI's most decorated athlete, Kyron McMaster, who ended the season on a high after collecting his first ever World Championships medal with a silver in the final of the men's 400 meter hurdles in Budapest, Hungary. And in his first race following the World Championships, McMaster handed the world number 1 ranked Karsten Warholm an upset to win the Zurich Diamond League. The 2023 also saw McMaster setting a new record at the 2023 PTS World Athletics Continental Tour Silver Meeting in Slovakia with the season's best time of 47.26 seconds. In addition to Hodge and McMaster, several other BVI athletes also excelled during the 2023 season. Kenyatta Great and Jakaila Morton picked up the British Virgin Islands' only medals of the 50th Caribbean Games in the Bahamas, with Great placing second in the under 20 girls 200 meter final and Morton second in the under 17 girls high jump event. Morton added to her medal tally when she competed at the NACAC under 18 and under 23 championships in San Jose, Costa Rica in July alongside Beyonce De Freitas and Kimberly Smith. The trio collected gold, silver and bronze medals respectively in their individuals events. Morton's gold medal leap of 1.74 meters in the under 18 girls high jump event broke her previous national record of 1.70 meters and also set a new NACAC on the 18 girls high jump record. But the BVI also picked up 2 medals from the 2023 Central American and Caribbean Games, that is bronze medals in San Salvador, El Salvador in July. But Diamond Gums collected the first in the men's shot put event, while sprinter Recoy Brathwaite collected the second in the men's 100-meter final. Diamond was also awarded the Southland Conference Male Outstanding Performer after competing in the outdoor event in May, which saw him and his brother Diamante collecting a sweep of medals in the outdoor championships. At the junior level, BVI athletes Othniel Gills, Tyreek Charles, and Bryson Walters each secured gold medals at the NACAC Under 18 and Under 15 championships in the Dominican Republic. Athletes from the top-notch track club also performed exceptional in a regional track and field meet in Antigua, collecting a total of 23 medals in May. The medal count included 6 gold, 11 silver, and 6 bronze at the esteemed Sir Reginald Samuel Track and Field Classic. In archery, Ritsinia Georges became the first athlete from the BVI to represent at the CSC Games in that discipline. She competed in the women's compound individual. And local sports journalist and former national athlete Dean the Sportsman Greenaway became the first athlete from the territories to be inducted into the Pasadena City College Hall of Fame. He was inducted along with his 1978 track and field team for their achievements back in the 1970s, which included gaining the college its first California State Championship, in addition to a Metro Conference Southern California Championship title. But last but certainly not least is the sport of basketball. And who better to start with than local rising star Demoy Hodge, who created history for the BVI after he signed a 2-way contract with the Los Angeles Lakers after going undrafted in the 2023 NBA draft, becoming the first from the BVI to achieve the feat. But shortly after the signing, Demoy returned to the territory for the first time in more than 2 years, and he received a celebratory homecoming and was awarded by the BVI government as the territory's first VI ambassador. Well, during his time in the BVI, at least 2 billboards were erected depicting the BVI Islander, as he was also presented with a key to the Bay during a church service at the King Garden Bay Baptist Church, making him the first person ever to be bestowed with such an honor. While his first NBA season is still ongoing, Demoy has already won his first trophy after his Los Angeles Lakers defeated Indiana Pacers 123-109 to be crowned the first NBA in-season cup winners. For winning the tournament, each player received a bonus of $500,000 to add to their annual salary. As a result, Demoy will earn in excess of $1 million in his first NBA season. Apart from the main league, Demoy has already had a few promising starts for his G League team, the South Bay Lakers, already having a season-high 35 points. Also this year, prior to Hodge heading to the NBA, he broke his Missouri Tigers' 30-year-old single-season steals record and ended the season with a total of 91. In more basketball news, Aaliyah Boston created history for her homeland United States Virgin Islands after being drafted by the Indiana Fever as the #1 pick in the 2023 Women's National Basketball Association draft in April. She had a season filled with success and lots of awards and honors, including being named as the official tourism ambassador of the USVI, a 2023 All-Star player and starter, 2 Rookie of the Year awards won by the Women's NBA and the other by the Associated Press, and Boston also signed a multi-year deal with sports brand giants Adidas. And on the local and regional scene, the British Virgin Islands prevented the Dominican Republic from completing a three-peat by defeating the defending champions 78-77 to be crowned the champions of the 2023 Battle of the Fittest basketball tournament in St. Martin. It was the BVI's 4th championship in 7 appearances in the 8 years of the tournament, and Jamai Jones of the BVI was the most valuable player recipient for his outstanding performance in the finals. Oh, Ron and Jack, I'm sure the viewers would have seen lots of sporting achievements in 2023, and we do look forward for some of the big achievements in 2024. Demoy Hodge, he would have just won his first NBA title, even though persons are basically criticizing it because it's new. You know, we still look forward for 2024 and whether he will have his first NBA championship.
Well, he will, Kamal. He will. He will, absolutely will.
Knock on wood. But you know, as well, we also have
I
to
said he will. Come on.
We also have to see as well, keep our eyes on the track and field scene. You know, this is 2024 is a big year for Olympics. You know, Kyron McMaster has already qualified, but we also have the likes of Adeja Hodge, as Jack would have mentioned before, and we have some of the others that coming up the ranks. Recoy Brathwaite as well, Chantal Malone recovering from injury as well, Eldred Henry. You know, some of those athletes that we have to keep our eyes on, because we do know the potential they have to qualify, and not only qualify,
a lot of risk,
but also to medal in the upcoming 2024 Olympic Games in Paris.
Well, one of the things that I want to highlight that happened throughout this year is the Rotary Club of Tortola, in partnership with the BVI Athletics Association, hosted by Tweet4 Media, a telethon. Essentially the first of its kind for athletes, but not the first telethon in the Virgin Islands. And one of the things that I think solidified this event, though it was far-reaching from its goal, is the importance of our community raising and supporting a generation of greatness. It is one thing for us to support and wave the flag and say, hey, that's Kyron, that's Chantel, that's Adeja, but it's another thing for us to, again, put our money where our mouth is. And because the government of the Virgin Islands has yet to do that, the people of the Virgin Islands, it is essential that we make our contribution. And the telethon raised in excess of some $25,000+ and we're hoping, of course, that would contribute to the upcoming Olympics in whatever form. And I hope that it's not the first of its kind, but the support and continuation of financing for our athletes should be ongoing.
And we do know, in terms of during that telethon, you know, the respective persons that were on the panel were stressing why it's so important for the continued giving back to the athletes. We know, because unlike some of the other developing countries, the British Virgin Islands, these athletes, some of them have jobs as well, and they have to balance both the professional needs of, you know, making sure you're fit and ready to compete at the highest level, in addition to also earning income to support that as well. In the 2024 budget, I know you would have stressed on, you know, the need for government to contribute and put their money where their mouth is. We would have seen, well, I wasn't privy, we're not privy in terms of the details of the budget as yet, but there was mention of some allocation to the BVI athletes, so we have to stay tuned in 2024 and see exactly what that sum is, you know.
I love your optimism, man.
We have to be optimistic because, you know, obviously we want our athletes to perform at the highest level, and, you know, the more care they have, the more money, the more access they have in terms of the respective chiropractors, nutritionists, etc., the better the chances are to perform and bring home a gold for the BVI.